Welcome to Camden Yards in Baltimore, and this season over 3.6 million fans have filled the stadium to watch the Orioles. But it could all end today because the O's must win to take the series back to New York. Hi, I'm Mike Carlson, and the signs are not good. The Yankees are 3-1 up on the series, and the Orioles have not beaten them in Camden Yards all season. As we saw in Game 4 of the series, the Yankee pitchers have dominated Baltimore's sluggers, while the New York hitters have been running hot. As the visiting team, New York bat first. The batting order will start with rookie sensation Derek Jeter, the shortstop. Wade Boggs is second. Bernie Williams, who's been carrying the team, is third. Tino Martinez at cleanup. Cecil Fielder and Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry remains in the outfield. Paul O'Neill in right, Jim Leyritz catching, and Luis Sojo at second base. Now with O'Neill and Strawberry, both left-handed hitters in the outfield, you might expect Baltimore's pitcher's a right-hander, and it's Scott Erickson, the sinker ball pitcher who pitched 6 strong innings in Game 1.
Ready to go. Game 5 is underway as Derek Jeter takes the pitch outside for a ball from Scott Erickson. What a postseason to go with. What a season for the probable rookie of the year in the American League. Derek Jeter, 14 for 36. As he and Bernie Williams have consistently supplied the offense for the Yankees. He's hit successfully in all 8 of the postseason games he has been in. The Yankees are 6-2, looking to move on to the World Series with a victory here today against the Orioles. And he has also played flawlessly at shortstop. Erickson with a 1-1 count. And the pitch is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Jeter.
He's having fun. He doesn't realize that there's supposed to be a lot more pressure in postseason. He's just going out enjoying himself.
2-1 pitch to him, leaning across the plate. Erickson will try and keep that ball down with that sinker. Gets the strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 28-year-old veteran, 83-76 in his career. Fans applauding for the strikeout. Full count, 3-2. So we start this game the same way we've started all of them. 3-2, 3-1.
A lot of hitters counts. This is a pretty close pitch. Rocky Road. Erickson doesn't get the call. I mean, look at it. It's below the belt down the middle.
And chopped towards Ripken. 360 spin. Got him. Very close play at first.
And it's our old buddy Richie Garcia at first base now. We're going to be fortunate to get a replay look at it. The sinker. Ripken had to go a long way to get it. The 360 spin and a bang play at first. It looked like Jeter had it beat.
It helps to beat Cal Ripken on these plays.
Look at that. It looked like he had it beat by a lot at first base.
So a call right there, benefiting the Orioles. And Wade Boggs, no matter where he goes umpiring, Rich Garcia ends up with things to talk about.
It almost looked like Jeter was a step by the base.
Boggs takes the pitch for a called strike. He has gone 0 for 10 in this series, and you see just 1 for 22 in the playoffs for this .333 career hitter. Struggling a bit with a bad back, but mostly a bat that he just doesn't have confidence in. Big cut on that one, 1-2.
And you know what? You hear a lifetime .333 hitter talking about lack of confidence and how it is a mental game. It wears you down. He's fighting himself more than anything else.
Turned it over and missed outside with it. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Boggs. Wade Boggs did hit the ball fairly hard in his last outing. Made some contact that looked more like Boggs. Fewer pop-ups, more line drive, but they were still outs. And he is gone. He has struck out 3 times now in 11 at-bats. That's a lot for Wade Boggs.
Yeah, he's the 3rd toughest American leaguer to strike out. Only strikes out once every 19.5 at-bats. And you mentioned 3 out of 11. They're just beating him inside See, look at that. The ball is completely by him from that third base camera angle. You could see where he's trying to make contact. The ball has already beat him.
So Erickson has retired the first 2 Yankees he faces here in the first inning. Now Bernie Williams up. He, like Jeter, has hit successfully in all 8 playoff games. And he takes the pitch down low for a ball. Going back to last year, Bernie Williams has hit in 12 of the last 13 postseason games that he has played in. We are talking a money player when you start putting those kinds of numbers up.
Hey, I mean, it's unbelievable what he's done. People around the country finally starting to realize what type of player Bernie Williams is. Career against Erickson, 321. But he just keeps getting better with age.
He right now is the MVP of this series.
No question about it.
Right now. Not done yet.
Still a long way to go in this series.
This one hit in the air to left center field. Brady Anderson. It is deep. Anderson back. Can't get to it. A ground rule double. 8 for 15 in this series for Bernie Williams.
And Gary, remember the little discussion I had with you on the playing field? The ball will carry a lot better today. It's a lot warmer, not as cool, playing a day game rather than the night game. That ball there, Palmeiro's ball last night, was hit a lot better than that ball. That ball just kept carrying and carrying to the deepest part of the ballpark.
Wow. 5 of his 8 hits for extra bases, 3 doubles, 2 home runs. He's on at second base. It is 77 degrees at game time. That's 20 degrees warmer than it was 2 nights ago, and about 15 degrees warmer than it was last night. And we were talking about that, Rick. You get that hot air in a small ballpark, we may see some home runs today.
Well, you see how Brady even went after that ball. He actually started coming in. It just kept carrying.
Tino Martinez now with a chance to put the Yankees on. A 1-0 count. Erickson misses up high to him. 2-0. Here's where the Yankees have really come through. The big 2-out hits in this series. They have scored runs with 2 down consistently.
It's amazing to think that the Yankees beat the Rangers. They have won 3 out of 4 against the Orioles without this man driving in 1 run.
Tino Martinez in the cleanup hole. Has 3 doubles, no home runs, no RBIs. Go figure. That's how strong Jeter and Bernie Williams have been to be able to pick up that slack. 3-0 count. See if he's got a green light. He did. Towards short. Ripken. Williams forgot how many outs there was. And they get the out anyway. So no runs, a double for Bernie Williams. 1 left on. Erickson works his way out of the top half of the inning. Yankees do not score, and the Orioles are coming up.
And when the Orioles do come up, this is what they will show. Brady Anderson, 50 home runs from the leadoff position. Todd Zeile at third. Roberto Alomar at second. Rafael Palmeiro batting cleanup, playing first. Bobby Bonilla's in right. Cal Ripken is the shortstop. Eddie Murray is the designated hitter. B.J. Surhoff stays in left field, but the catcher this time is Mark Parent. He's the designated catcher for pitcher Scott Erickson. And the pitcher that these guys will face for the New York Yankees is their ace, left-hander Andy Pettitte.
Brady Anderson. Andy Pettitte down low to him, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes.
Pettitte really has not pitched well in postseason this year. I think he's going through a little bit of what you call a tired arm.
Gets the ground ball to second base. Luis Sojo. And Brady Anderson is retired. 1 away in the first inning.
Gary, just talking about that, the most innings he's ever pitched in a season has been 175. He's looking right now around 240 innings, counting the postseason. He may not admit it. He likes working on 3 days rest, but there's not a lot of life to the fastball. Defensively, Strawberry gets the start in left. Only 3 errors in the postseason.
And the pitch is taken outside. Andy Pettitte falling behind the first 2 hitters here. Todd Zeile, 6 for 19 in this series. Zeile will take it outside on the corner, 1-1. See whether the Baltimore hitters in this game are more patient than they have been against Yankee pitching so far in this series. The Yankees violate the rule and win, which is throw strikes. The Yankees don't.
They try to get you out with balls. In other words, just off the plate, try to get you to chase bad pitches. That's how they become effective.
And Baltimore has not been able to stay away from pitches out of the strike zone. And as a result, they've had a lot of strikeouts and a lot of relatively easy outs, not hard hit balls. Rick Down, you know, has talked to them about that, to be more patient. 2-2. First base, foul territory. Martinez over. Not much room, and makes a very nice play. That is a tough play for Tino Martinez.
Maybe the football game is still going on, because that looked like a wide receiver going for a pass. This is a very difficult play, because as you're running, your head is and your eyes are actually bouncing a little bit. He doesn't. Look at this, right over the play. Let's see O'Neill's reaction. He has no idea where the baseball is. Great play by Tino Martinez.
That's that sun that primarily right now is in right field, in the right fielder's eyes, and O'Neill never saw that come off the bat, even with the sunglasses on out there. Andy Pettitte jams Alomar down to third to Wade Boggs, and an easy inning. The left-hander Andy Pettitte retires the side in order. After 1 and just 10 pitches from the Yankee left-hander, it's scoreless. Looking in here at Camden Yards, you see the length of that warehouse we mentioned the other night. That's the longest building in the East Coast. O'Neill had more luck seeing that than the ball.
We always talk about the left field in Yankee Stadium. He had no idea. Look at this right field here. The sun's right in my eyes. Something will look for, you know, a misplayed ball in the outfield could be very costly.
Cecil Fielder leads it off against Scott Erickson here in the second inning and takes a strike.
There's exactly what the right fielder now Bobby Bonilla is looking into.
We're talking about Cecil Fielder's productivity here in the playoffs. It's not come in hits, but it has come in RBIs.
Pretty good production with only 2 hits. He's able to get 5 RBIs, and in the postseason, 9 RBIs. And he's a money guy. I mean, that's what his business is. You talk to Cecil, he's not really concerned about home runs. He really likes RBIs, producing runs. That's what he's paid for.
He has picked up the 5 here in this American League Championship Series.
There's one thing I didn't know coming into this game. I feel that Erickson will be very effective. I don't know if the Baltimore hitters are going to show up today.
It's a real question. That was one dejected team after the ball game last night. Fielder chasing one. 2 strikeouts for Scott Erickson.
Now I could tell you right from that swing, Cecil lost that ball. Remember we talked about how the sunlight behind a pitcher is even tougher to hit, to see the ball, see spin. Watch how much he misses this ball by. Parent moves out. It's a breaking ball. I mean, it almost looks like he thought the ball was inside. He missed that by a good 2 feet.
It's a no chance swing. Darryl Strawberry, the big home run cut. 4 hits, 9 at bats, 2 home runs for Strawberry. 4 RBIs on the series, 3 of those in last night's game. Erickson down low to him, 1-1.
Gary, I did a game last week in the division series, Baltimore at Cleveland, where the Orioles struck out 23 times in the ball game, but still won. Very similar hitting conditions as we're looking at right now. Very difficult to pick up spin and velocity when you're squinting trying to pick up the baseball.
We'll have those shadows for another couple of innings here. Strawberry fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You've already seen a couple of Yankee batters step out. Cecil Fielder did. Strawberry just did. Scott Erickson likes to pitch quick. And he's got a catcher and Mark Parent who likes to go quick. The Yankees will try and slow Scott Erickson down. Mark Parent gets the sign out in a hurry. 1-2 deliveries outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's a very good point, Gary, because as a hitter, it's timing. You don't want to be rushed up there where you feel you have to set up quicker against Erickson. So back off. You may see, like you said, and we've already seen it a couple times, Yankee hitters backing out of the box.
Strawberry with a 2-2 count. 1 down, bases empty, and he backs out again.
Interesting stat. Remember I talked about Torre using his entire roster? Well, this is only game 5. And Joe Torre, of his 15 position players, 13 guys have already made starts in this series.
Keeps you as part of the team.
Oh, you know what? That is so important. You might be that 25th guy on the roster, but Torre's going to find a way to use you. See the grip on the sinker. Just a little, he splits his fingers somewhat to get more movement.
Count has gone full now. 3-2 to Strawberry. And he draws the walk. Scott Erickson averaging only 2.7 walks per 9 innings during the season and the 10th best ratio for American League pitchers. That is the first one he has surrendered in this game. Comes with 1 away in the 2nd inning. He was very quiet, Davey Johnson, before today's game, the Oriole manager. He knows the task that this team faces. I think he's concerned, as you were talking about, Rick, with whether or not his players have come here ready to go.
Right. He knows that Erickson's going to be okay, but he wants his position players, the batters, to be aggressive and try to not give up. Don't think ahead. Just think what's here today.
Strawberry, good lead at first base, and O'Neill takes the strike. Paul O'Neill making the start in right field. The total numbers for him: 4 hits during this year's playoffs. 2 of those have come against Baltimore. He's 2 for 8 against the Orioles with a home run, which accounted for the 2 RBIs he has picked up in this series. An 0-1 count on him. 1 down, scoreless here in the 2nd inning. Erickson outside to him. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're talking about hitters stepping out. I had one of the most interesting conversations with a baseball person last night at the party the Orioles threw here in the warehouse about muscle memory and pitching. I had never heard this before. Strawberry back, but it makes sense. They have done a study. I say they. It's a group involved in baseball and in a couple of universities, that muscle memory takes 15 to 17 seconds to be wiped out in baseball. If you're a hitter and you've gone after a bad pitch, your muscle remembers what you've done on the swing for 15 to 17 seconds. If you've gone after a bad pitch, if the pitcher comes back at you before your muscle memory has time to regroup, the pitcher has the advantage. If it's beyond that time period, 15 to 17 seconds, the muscle memory goes away and the hitter is back with the advantage. Erickson believes that, and that's why he works fast. Grounded to short. Cal Ripken. Alomar to first, and they turn 2. Orioles taking advantage of the double play to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Palmeiro, Bonilla, and Ripken will be due up for the Orioles.
There's that sinker down and away. O'Neill, he's playing on one leg, basically. Easy double play. Little exchange with Bobby Bonilla in the outfield. Probably discussing the Sun field. It is tough out there.
2 of them playing in right field, O'Neill and Bobby Bonilla. That frustration partly borne out by what Rick was talking about with that bum leg. It is so tough to play. I mean, he couldn't run that out the way he wanted to. He just can't do it. But he still has that power. Rafael Palmeiro on the breaking ball. A soft line drive back to Andy Pettitte on the check swing. 1 down.
That's the most frustrating thing for a major league hitter. When you feel like you've cheated yourself out of a big league at bat. check swing, it hits the ball, and it goes back to the pitcher. That is the worst feeling in baseball.
Not what the Orioles need. Paul O'Neill checking that Sunfield out in right as he moves around against Bobby Bonilla. They play Bonilla to pull and deep, both the outfield and the infield. Bonilla, a very unhappy man right now, as he has not picked up a hit in this series and has only 3 in the playoffs. He is 0 for 16. Switch hitter. Over the top of it, 1-1. Better power comes from the other side. One of the reasons why left-handers can be effective. But he has a good average from this side of the plate during the regular season, at least.
Gary, one thing I've noticed that the Oriole hitters really haven't adjusted to Pettitte's pitching style after seeing them 5 times this year.
And towards first, knocked down. Martinez. Pettitte covering. 2 down.
It's amazing when you're in a slump, a funk like Bonilla's. It seems like there's 20 fielders out there. That's a great play by Martinez. Getting back to that point, I haven't seen them adjust. Here you look at the play reaction, knocks it down. The underhand toss to Pettitte. Just seems like there's 100 outfielders, 100 infielders. But he did try to take the ball the other way against Pettitte. My point before was they're still right on top of the plate, the right-hand hitters. Pettitte makes his living inside, where Key and Rogers really work the outside part of the plate. Sometimes you got to make adjustments. Back off the plate a little bit. It really helps you handle the ball inside. They have not done that against Pettitte.
Well, they are a team that comes up swinging the bats. Same way this time as last time, and it'll be the same way next time. They have not adjusted, and it has cost them here in this series against the Yankees. O'Neill now 0 for 17. Ripken with 2 down and nobody on in this scoreless game here in the second. The Orioles have got to win to send this series back to New York for Game 6 on Tuesday. Yankee win today, and they are on their way to the World Series to face either the Braves or the Cardinals. Jammed him big time, 1-2.
Now you see, that's the pitch I'm talking about. That little cut fastball on the inside part of the plate. It really ties up the right-hand hitter's swing. Look at this. Look at where this ball passes the bat. I mean, that's by the trademark. If you hit it, you're going to shatter your bat. If you back off the plate, you may get the fat part of the bat on the ball.
Andy Pettitte bounces that one in the dirt. It'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See, we make so much out of pitching, but really, if you can keep the ball off the fat part of the bat and out of the middle of the plate, you've done your job. The hitter has to adjust to that. He has to make those adjustments from at bat to at bat, pitch to pitch.
Cal's got a 2-2 count on him with 2 down, and he is gone. Andy Pettitte back on the inside corner. Ripken is called out on strikes and not particularly happy about it. But Andy Pettitte has retired the first 6 Orioles that he has faced. Still scoreless. The Yankees and Orioles are scoreless as we go to the top of the 3rd inning on this 13th day of October. 1960, Bill Mazeroski, a memory maker, in the bottom of the 9th, giving the Pirates that victory over the Yankees in Game 7. And in 71, the World Series there. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, 4-3. Clemente had 3 hits in that one back in 71. Some of the highlights for both of these teams in postseason play. Jimmy Leyritz up. You remember Mazeroski's home run?
The Giants win the pennant. Oh, that was a different. I'm kidding you. I'm teasing.
Leyritz with a 1-strike count.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
See, now I want to respond to that. 16 to 17 seconds.
Yeah.
My problem over 16 years playing, I must have got back in the box too quick.
Yeah. See, you listen to all those guys. You always say, get back in there. Get back in there.
See, now, a guy like Boggs, who's struggling, now he knows what it was like to be in my body for 16 years. I used to struggle every day. Boggs, it's something completely new for him.
Leyritz takes the pitch outside. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on the Yankee catcher. Scoreless, 1 hit in the game. Yankees picked it up, a double by Williams. He was stranded in the first inning. It'll be Leyritz, Soho in the top of the order coming up. Williams doubled, the only ball that's been hit out of the infield so far in this game. And we're in the third. Erickson wanted the call inside, didn't get it, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, the only ball so far that's been hit hard has been Bernie Williams. They are not picking up the ball, and it'll be another inning to maybe 2 innings before those shadows completely disappear, and then the hitter has a little advantage.
Full count pitch to right field. Leyritz. Can Bonilla see it? He's shading his eyes. It's way back. It won't matter. Goodbye home run, Jimmy Leyritz on a 3-2 count. And the Yankees continue to out-homer the home run hitting Orioles. And the Yankees take a 1-0 lead.
Well, Jimmy Leyritz saw that ball pretty good. Hit a home run the opposite direction. Very similar to that game-winning home run in the 15th inning against the Mariners in last year's division series. Look at fastball out away from him. Pretty strong. The other way. Let's watch the flight of the ball. There it is. Just makes it out.
His first postseason home run this year. And the Yankees are on top 1-0 on their second hit. Comes off Scott Erickson. Yankees with 8 home runs and the Orioles 6 now in this series. Roberto Alomar throws out Luis Soho. 1 down here in the third.
Let's try to take a look at Bobby Bonilla's reaction on the home run. He has no idea off the bat. He's trying to see it. Then he realizes it's over my head. I have no chance. And helplessly just watches the ball go for a home run. Talk about home runs. The Yankees this year, they've beaten the Orioles 13 out of 17 times, counting the postseason. They've out-homered the mighty Orioles 24-18 during the season. And this is the team, the Orioles, that have hit more home runs than any team in the history.
And a shot up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit for Derek Jeter. So Jeter has now hit successfully in all 9 playoff games this year, as he's 1 for 2 in the ball game with a base hit off Erickson. Yankees with a run in, 1 on and 1 down in the third. That will bring up Wade Boggs.
I was with Wade's wife this morning, Debbie Boggs, and a friend of theirs. Federal Express them a little package from New York. Inside the package, now Federal Express, it was just a lucky rabbit's foot, a 4-leaf clover, a lucky penny, and an angel, a good luck angel that he's actually wearing on his cap in the infield. He's trying anything to break out of this slump.
He is one of the most superstitious ball players. Has in his career had a routine on day of game that he follows religiously. Looking for some extra help. Down low by Erickson, and the count is 1-0 on Wade Boggs, who struck out his first time up. So the Yankees on the board first here in Baltimore, and every nail hit today by the Yankees takes a little more out of the Baltimore Orioles, who have got to win to keep this thing going. Jeter off first. Boggs, the pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wade Boggs, get it turned around. A little good luck.
Hit a 53 hopper up the middle, and it gets through for a base hit. Just to get the confidence back. Hitting is so much mental that you go to the plate, you get a good pitch to hit, you foul it off, and now you think that you're not going to get another good pitch to hit, and then you hit a ball on the nose and it's right at somebody. So it feels like there's 20 people out in the field against you, and you're facing Cy Young Award winners every time you go to the plate. So at this point in time is just see ball, hit ball. That's how you go back to basics.
It's unbelievable.
Right on cue.
Yeah, he was looking for a 53 hopper through the infield. That was about a 12 hopper that stayed halfway between home and third, but he'll take it. It's a base hit. He's off the schneid here in the ALCS.
Just the way he thought it would happen. It ends in 0 for 17 for Wade Boggs. A base hit. It is the 4th now for the Yankees. Down to second when Jeter. And once again, the Yankees get Bernie Williams to the plate with runners on at first and second and one away. It has been incredible in this series. The one guy that the Orioles do not want to beat them is Bernie Williams. Yet they've had virtually no chance to avoid him. Seems as though every time he comes up, it's in a situation where they've got to pitch to him. They cannot pitch around him. Grounded towards second. Alomar right through Roberto Alomar. Coming around to score Jeter. Boggs goes to third, and the Gold Glove second baseman commits the error. And the Yankees have a 2-0 lead.
How many times do you see that happen? Routine ground ball right through Robbie Alomar's leg. This couldn't be any more tailor-made. Look at this. Let's see if he just never gets the glove down on the ground. Right through the legs. And that is just school book, where you taught to get the glove on the ground, and instead it's an error. Yankees on the board, and they extend this inning.
He made only 11 errors all year. A chance at 2 goes by the boards, and the Baltimore crowd shocked, as is Roberto Alomar. Martinez grounded out his first time up. The Yankees with runners at the corners. Williams diving back in. Jeter scores. Boggs goes to third and Williams to first on the Alomar error. The Orioles just cannot get lady luck and momentum turned around in this series. Still just 1 down. Tino Martinez, who grounded out his first time up. 1-0 count.
One thing that Torrey may want to try here, you don't like to hit and run with your number 4 hitter, but Martinez has not been able to drive in a run. Bernie with good speed forced Martinez to swing the bat.
There goes Williams. Ground ball to second. Alomar going to come to the plate on the late charge. Boggs. He is out. Roberto Alomar with a bit of redemption on the late break by Wade Boggs is thrown out at the plate.
Well, Gary, that's exactly what I said Torrey might try. He put the hit and run on with Martinez to stay out of the double play. He just never expected Alomar to make this play at home. You see in that picture, Bernie was off on the pitch. Great play. He atones for the error, and a nice tag by Mark Parent.
And there are 2 down. Parent coming back, getting the glove out in front of the spike of Wade Boggs. So Alomar, 1 error, 1 outstanding throw to the plate. 2 down.